Governor of Edo State, Gordon Obaseki, says the PDP might not sign the peace accord ahead of his election, which is slated on the 21st of September 2024, and he gave his reasons. And a former APC Deputy National Vice Chairman, Salu Lukman, speaks to us tonight on his criticism of the APC, saying the PDP 16 years is way better than that of the APC's 9-year tenure. Of course, the APC has been responding to him, but we'll hear from him this side tonight. Hello, everyone. A warm welcome to all of you, wherever you may be watching. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimaloye in Abuja. Tonight, there's a mix of the conversation and how it's going to go. On one hand, a conversation around the election in Edo State. INEC is giving assurances about the election, and of course, security agencies are also talking tough. The IG said they are prepared. There are allegations on the ground. The PDP is crying foul and also raising an alarm about what they have described as some kind of partisanship and some opponent of theirs who are showing their closeness and affinity to the police and are worried about the situation of things. In fact, the governor, Governor Obaseki, said there are fears that he may, or the PDP may not sign the peace accord. It means something, especially to the followers and the voters ahead of the election. We'll be getting to hear from the PDP right on the ground tonight to get a sense of what these all means altogether. But of course, we'll be hearing from one man who is never shy of his views on the state of the nation. It was one man who dumped the APC and says, look, whatever that was going on wasn't satisfactory to him, and he's gone out of the party, and he's saying that what has happened in the 9 years of the APC is worse, or put it better the way he said it. He said the 16 years of the PDP is better than the 9 years of the APC. The APC has been reacting to that statement of his. All right, then, before we get into all of the conversation tonight, let's serve you with some of your political roundup stories.
A federal high court sitting in Abuja has granted 10 million naira bail for each of the 10 members of the NBAD governance protesters who were charged with attempts to overthrow President Bola Tinubu between August the 1st and the 4th this year. While delivering ruling in their bail applications, Justice Emeka Nwite said the protesters must produce sureties who must be property owners in Abuja and must deposit documents of the properties to the court in addition to swearing to affidavits of mint. The court equally ordered the defendants to produce one surety each who's based in Abuja and must be willing to deposit their international travel documents and 3 recent passport photographs with the court. The Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has dismissed an appeal filed by Mr. Kenneth Imasoabon seeking to disqualify Mr. Olumide Akpata as the governorship candidate of the Labour Party in the September 21 governorship elections in Edo State. In the lead judgment delivered by Justice Okonabang, the appellate court held, among others, that Mr. Imasoabon failed to explore intra-party conflict resolution mechanisms of the Labour Party before rushing to court. The court also held that his case was premature in law and cannot be entertained on the grounds that conditions precedent were not met. 35,000 police officers and additional 8,000 security personnel other than the police have been deployed to provide cover for the conduct of the Edo State governorship elections on September the 21st. The Inspector General of Police, Kede Igbetokun, stated this at a stakeholders meeting in Benin City, the Edo State capital. The police boss also warned that those who plan to engage the services of private or state security outfits for the election to drop such plans or risk a fight with the police.
The police will be deploying 35,000 personnel, and this will be complemented by over 8,000 members of the armed forces and other security agencies.
Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party says it's fully prepared for the September 21st governorship elections. This is coming against the backdrop of alleged intimidation by the police. The chairman of the party in Edo State, Mr. Anthony Azegbemi, and the governorship candidate, Asue Godalo, spoke to journalists after a closed-door meeting with some delegates from the British High Commission at the campaign secretariat in Benin City. Mr. Ighodalo called on the relevant institutions to provide a level playing field for all contestants in the governorship elections.
It's very important to us that we have free and fair elections where there's no violence, where people don't feel intimidated, where people feel secure. And when people are still protesting issues, that means people are happy about something. And we feel very sad as a party.
A factional National Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party, Mr. Abayami Arobambi, has called on the National Security Advisor and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to beam their searchlights on the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the last general elections, Mr. Peter Obi, and others, for alleged terrorism financing. At a press briefing in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, Mr. Abayami Arobambi alleges that campaign funds for the party to the tune of 12 billion naira and $15 million lodged in 4 different bank accounts bearing Obi Baba Ahmed campaign accounts were allegedly misappropriated. He said if found wanting, he should be arrested and prosecuted in a competent court of jurisdiction. He however says that the vote of confidence passed on the national chairman of the Labour Party Barrister Julius Abure, and the National Secretary Alhaji Farouk Umar Ibrahim remains in force. A civil society organization, the National Civil Society of Nigeria, is asking the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) to provide substantial evidence over the invasion of its office by men of the Department of State Services. At a news conference in Abuja, the executive director of the organization explains that such an evidence will help justify their claims. The call for the proof of raid comes just a day after SERAP claimed alleged harassment and intimidation after the watchdog group called on President Bola Tinubu to direct the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPC Limited) to immediately reverse the hike in fuel prices, as well as an independent investigation of corruption and $6 billion debt in the NNPC Limited.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us on the program. Then you have it. You've been served with your political roundup stories. But let me touch base quickly with the latest happening in Edo State. The governor of the state, Governor Obaseki, says that the PDP, the People's Democratic Party, might not sign a peace accord for political parties involved in the September 21st governorship election in the state. Governor Obaseki, who spoke his mind to the chair of the National Peace Committee, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, during a courteous visit at the government house in Benin City. He queried the safety of the PDP and alleged that over 60 warrants have been secured for the arrest of PDP leaders. Well, General Abubakar says that he was in town to ensure that the political parties in the state commit to a peaceful governorship. Let me allow you to listen first to what General Abdulsalami Abubakar said.
I'm sure you must be aware there is going to be a signing of peace accord between the gubernatorial candidates and the parties. That is to ensure that there is no mudslinging during the campaign, and then we accept the results as long as it is free and fair. And also, if there is any misgivings, the court should be the arbiter.
The former military head of state there, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, who also doubles as the chair of the National Peace Committee. Well, Governor Obaseki bared his mind to the general when he told him that there might be a possibility that his political party, which he leads, the PDP in the state, will boycott the signing of the peace accord. Take a listen to him.
As the chief security officer, it's been made nonsense of by the IG. Because the commission arrests, I heard somebody was arrested, the chairman was arrested. I called the commissioner. I said, please, I understand this has happened. Please look into it and let me know. He said, I'll come back to you, sir. And he just refused, he ignored me, didn't say anything. It was the next morning at 4 a.m., he moved that person to Abuja. And I said, speak their own language. So, sir, how can we sign a peace accord? Why should we? Because clearly what they're saying is it's going to be a very violent election. And they're going to use the forces of coercion and intimidation to win the elections in Edo, whether we like it or not. That's the message. Like the IG is in town, we said no until everybody arrested in Edo is released or brought back to Edo to be tried for whatever offenses you claim they've committed. We have no confidence that the police is going to protect us.
There's in fact more to some of these issues being raised by Governor Obaseki. There are also allegations being raised by the People's Democratic Party on the ground in Benin City in Edo State, alleging that some members of the opposition parties are now in connivance with security agencies by conduct, by appearance, but the police have also dismissed those claims. Let's get some more from the People's Democratic Party tonight. I'm being joined by Dr. Don Pedro Obaseki, who is the Deputy Director General of the PDP campaign and in charge of communication and strategy. He joins us live from Benin City. Thank you so much, Don Pedro, for joining us tonight on the program.
Sure. Thank you very much for having me.
I appreciate it. It sounds like you, the PDP, are in the ruling party, but it does look like you're the one that is crying foul. Usually, that's usually not the case. I mean, is it that the tide is against your party in this race so far?
You see, when the man is drowning, he begins to cling and cling to all matters and materials, and that is what is happening. We have come in peace. Edo is a state of peace, but the APC touting their federal might, because everything we'll be talking about since is the police, which is controlled by the APC-controlled federal government. And they have decided from all actions, particular and general, to gag our people and put them in chains. But we come in peace. What the governor has said is very simple. We will not be willing to sign our own death warrant, which will be the case if we sign this peace accord when the major agency, the police, that is responsible for enforcing the accord, have through all their actions, directly or indirectly, become non-participants on the side of a party that is supposed to be in its accord. That is the truth. And it is sorry. It is actually regrettable that Nigeria has fallen to these doldrums. That's if we are a failing or a failed state. This is very simple. The governor had just complained, but all over social media, we are seeing Mr. Blessing Agbomrere, who I ran for governor in 2015, 2016. He was a participant and an aspirant for the APC in that election. In 2019, he was an aspirant for the House of Assembly for Esako Central Federal Constituency for the House of Reps. In 2024, and precisely in April and May this year, he contested the APC gubernatorial elections, that is gubernatorial primaries, against Denko and Mr. Okpewolo. And then we see him on air, dressed with a police chief superintendent of police ranking and dishing out all unprintable diatribes. In this state, in this modern 21st century, who does that? So for us to go and sign is to sign our death warrant. Edo is a very peaceful state, but some brigands, some miscreants have decided to push our people to the edge. And when they push us to the edge, Edo, we are known for our vibrant resistance. We stand up and fight for ourselves. This is an election, it's not war. Moreover, look at all the things that have dovetailed into what has happened today. The federal government of Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu appoints a classmate and secondary mate and university mate of Mr. Yesom Wike, whose hatred for our people is monumental and in the public domain, as the sitting new commissioner of police in Edo State. And we say no. Nemo Edwin Iwo is not going to legislate or superintend over peace in our state when he is on the payroll of a man who has declared himself our public enemy #1. The resident electoral commissioner that they've just also appointed is the past commissioner and special advisor, lands and survey and housing for Mr. Nyesom Wike. I'm talking about Anubu Monoha. How are we going to think that this will bring a peaceful, open, transparent,
I mean, you mentioned Nyesom Wike about 2 or 3 times now. But Nyesom Wike is a member of your political party, PDP. He was a very close, he was hand in hand with Governor Obaseki during his re-election 4 years ago. I mean, it does look like you have something that the world may not understand or know.
No, the world understands Wike. Because I remember clearly, you said 4 years ago, for Wike, that is eons away. That is millions of years ago. Just last year, 2023, 2022, 2023, you sat down, Shehu, in the garden of Nyesom Wike, where Wike dished out unprintable diatribes against the APC, calling PDP a party with malaria and APC a party with cancer. But we know today that he has done an automatic, almost unreasonable somersault. So we know that. So I mentioned Wike.
Is that unusual with you politicians? Because if I know too, you, Don Pedro, you've also accused and criticized Godwin Obaseki, in whom you work hand in hand and closely with today. Some will say that's the character of you politicians.
When you use the word politicians, you have to be a little more circumspect. Well, I'm a politically active individual.
But you've run for, you've been in politics. You've been playing politics for a while now, Mr. Obaseki.
No, I have been politically active. I have never been a commissioner, a minister, a governor. I wanted to run for governorship in 2016. That was 8 years ago. And that brought me into direct conflict with my brother. And that one is in the public domain. But even when teeth and tongue fight, they settle. And at the end of the day, I am here. I was also one of his deputy director generals in his re-election, and that was in 2020. So we've long gone past that. I don't want us to press the reverse button.
But now, let me bring you to the issues right now. Just for a moment.
Yes.
I understand now that the video, if you can put up that video of Blessing Agbomere, whom you mentioned, we understand now that there is being an order by the Nigerian police force for his arrest, and the spokesperson of the police force is being reported to have confirmed that Blessing Agbomere is being arrested or being called for questioning about the spy chief superintendent police officer uniform. And the police that come out to say there is no iota of truth in them being partisan. And that's the fellow you are referring to in that uniform. The police say these kind of persons, they are not in the employment of the Nigerian police force. They are not being paid by the police force. But this uniform, the police force has explained, and they'll come out to say he has been arrested. That is much that we do know. But the police had cleared the air that they are not partisan and they're not going to side with any political party. But if you look at what the governor said today, boycotting a peace accord means a lot. And it means that it's a call for some kind of war, political war. If a major political party as the PDP and coming out from a governor is saying that we will not or we may not sign the peace accord.
I want us to be deliberate. What I've mentioned wasn't what the governor mentioned, but I will go to what the governor mentioned. Now, on the 18th of July, there was a shooting at the Benin City airport, where the policeman was killed. And everywhere in Benin City, we are put up in the public domain where the APC and their thugs in clear view were the ones doing the shooting. Till today, not one of them has been arrested. Not one, not half a being. Number two, just a couple of days ago, the sitting local government chairman of Esan West local government area, Collins Aibogun, was attacked. And he was shown on TV all over the place, bandaged hand, fractured bodies, and he made the same report to the police. The police 2 days ago now said, what is your grouse? The young man walked into the police station to lay his complaint, and the police detains him in the evening of Monday. Today is just Wednesday. And in the early hours of Tuesday, yesterday, he's whisked to Abuja. Where is it in our criminal code? Even if he has committed an offense, you should charge him to court in the area of jurisdiction and the crime being committed. You are a lawyer, Shehu. Now, we are here. In the last 2 or 3 weeks, 10 members of chieftains of the PDP have been whisked in Gestapo style by the Nigerian police. What we are seeing is the voice of Jacob and the hands of Esau. We don't need a Methuselah or a soothsayer to tell us to look and see where the magic wand is spinning.
So, Mr. Obaseki, in your submission tonight, it does look to me that you think that the field is not leveled for you to play on. Is that
there is no level playing field? So we are not saying we will not sign.
Are you thinking that you may have lost the election before the election even was conducted? Is that the handwriting?
If we have lost the election, why are they hounding us? We are the ones.
Because what the APC is saying, if you watch the campaign, they say that you're on your camp, that you are already jittery, and you have gone to town lamenting.
No, Shehu.
That's what the APC is saying. If you listen to their campaign today.
Shehu, the APC is a party that has raised lies and propaganda to the level of high art. You yourself have been one of their major critics in terms of their inability to fast check and fact check. That is the truth. What is happening here is that they are not on ground. We don't even know their manifesto. They've never been on any of television or anywhere. You have never spoken to their candidate. They have a phantom as a candidate, a perpetually unelectable candidate on a forwardly mobile, upwardly mobile people like Edo State. This is an existential fight. And they know that the only way they can have any headway is to create a phantom crisis, a pyrrhic crisis. That is what they are trying to do. But we are standing our ground. Will we sign? Godwin Obaseki, we sign. Aswe Ighodalo, we sign. If all the cards are on the table, he who must come to equity must come with clean hands. But we are a resolute people. We are not a scared people. We are a dog. And we cannot become the cannon folder for any set of elemental brigands who want to inflict their whatever on our collective commonwealth. We are here. We not the fear. It don't not be Lagos. It don't not be Abuja. Elections will come. We will run it. We will win it because they are in here. So they are coming up with all kind of visceral forces so as to cast a shadow of fear on our people. But we will get out the vote.
So they will say,
the vote.
Mr. Obaseki, they will say on the other side. In fact, I had a conversation with the LP candidate, a former NBA president, who said your party is in no consideration for election in the state, considering the fact that the performance record of your party in the state is abysmal. That is the Labour Party's candidate, opinion.
I don't want to
just
talk
a moment.
He's my younger brother.
Just a moment.
But I will leave it at
just
that.
a moment. Just a moment.
This level,
just a moment.
Olumide is a political paperweight. I don't want to talk about that.
Just a moment.
I want to talk about the existential nature.
Just a moment. If I may put a question in.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So that is the account and the description of the Labour Party's candidate, who is a frontline candidate in this race. Now, the APC will say that everyone will matter politically, all the heavyweight and the big weight in the PDP had left your ranks and moved over to the APC. Those who have not moved are now so quiet and now not owning up to your campaign. They are saying that your party is like a party that is just filled of its shell, is lost its soul. That is the account of the APC. How do you defend some of these criticisms coming from the major political parties you are in race with, who believe that you're in no consideration in the race?
I thank God that Shehu always attends every election. And I know you will be in Benin next week by the grace of the Lord. And you will see all these, their plethora of lies. Immediately you step down from the airport, from the plane. In Benin, it's PDP, PDP, PDP. All those ones you are talking about, some political journeymen, I don't know where you call them heavyweights. These are political dinosaurs.
But they
are people who
they've won the elections for your party before. Now, why did they desert your party?
Who has deserted the party?
The plethora. There are long list of that.
Who named them?
The likes of
the PDP.
Matthew Rohidi has left. The deputy governor, Comrade Shaibu, have left. Long list of them.
Pause. No, okay. Thank God say you mentioned two of them. Matthew Rohidi, the former senator from Edo South on the ticket of the PDP, even lost his primaries in the party. That is his grouse, because Benin believed that he shouldn't do a third term. And he's still waking up and trying to come to realization with that mortar political blow thrown to him. Then for Philip Shaibu, you people keep over. I asked you before, say, you know the deputy governor of your own state? Philip Shaibu, in the last election in Edo State, as a sitting deputy governor, lost his unit, lost his ward, lost his local government, and his local government, Esako West, please fast check it, we lost it with 9,825 votes, and we lost Edo North with 22,000, 23,000 votes, his homestead. But Godwin Nogerase Obaseki won that election with 84,000 votes and won 81,000 votes in Edo South. So when I hear them speak, when the data has run away from them, I just tell myself they will continue to be political buccaneers who try to continue to leech and fleece our people. And we are woken up. This is the truth. I use the word. This is an existential fight. Now, if you look at all those who are holding key positions in the APC, those are the very wretched of our political earth. Those are the ones who are the leaders of thugs who call themselves tigers and lions. Those are the ones who go about and say that widows should go and die. These are the people who are perpetually unelectable. So I don't want to go into all those share Mephistophelian shenanigans. What is on ground? Shehu, I will bet you, I've bet in some of the stations before, you'll be my friend. Not be today we start. If we lose this election, Shehu, I send you 5 million naira. Even if I have to sell my car.
All right, I'm waiting for the bet. I don't wish anybody.
The bet is on.
I don't wish anybody evil. But this is a game. May the best man win. And between you and I, I've known you for years now. As a former media person who is now into politics, we'll see how this ends. But finally, on the final note, Dr. Obaseki tonight.
Yes, sir.
What will make you in the PDP feel comfortable ahead of this election? What will make you think the field is plain enough for you to play? Just in 30 seconds.
in 30 seconds, causally, we want all these people who have been whisked away to unknown locations to be released, or they can be charged to court, where they can face due process in the place of the commitment of the crime as enshrined in the law and in the criminal code. Number two, we should throw media light or call to question the appointment of Mr. Nemo Edwin Iwo, a citizen of Okrika, 16 kilometers from the birthplace of Yeso Wike and his best friend, and his cousin and his former commissioner and special advisor who has been made the resident electoral commissioner. It is clear there is no level playing field. When there is a semblance of sin, Godwin Norerase Obaseki will be the first to put his pen on paper and scribble, let's go on, and there will be peace. There's going to be peace here because we don't have the capacity, the ability, and the people are on our side. The people must be the recurring decimal in this election. And by the grace of God, Asu Elime Igodalo is the next governor of Edo State. And there is no vacancy at Osadebe Avenue. God bless you, my man.
Dr. Don Pedro Obaseki, well, you owe me 5 million naira in trust. Just a moment. You owe me, I mean, this is not a bet because I don't know whether this is legal to bet on something like this. But based on your promise, and I commit to give 2 million naira to those who cannot pay school fees out of that 5 million naira if I win it. Thank you so much.
No, I will give you the 5 million, whether you win it or not. I will give you the 2 million if I win. If I win, I would sit down to 2 million.
I will commit it to those who cannot pay school fees or those who need it more than some of us.
That is why you are a great man.
I appreciate you. Don Pedro Obaseki.
I appreciate you.
He's the Deputy Director General of the PDP campaign organization in Edo State. Thanks so much indeed. We take a break, everyone. But when we come back, our attention will be on the APC and the federal government. There's some criticism about the performance. The man who thinks that the PDP 16 years is better than the APC 9 years is with me right here in the studio. The APC is already reacting to what he said. Saliu Lukman, as a former vice chairman of the Northwest in the APC, will be joining us next to discuss this. We'll be right back. Thanks so much, everyone, for staying with us. Well, the APC is already reacting to what Saliu Lukman said. He's a former vice chairman in the Northwest of the APC. He has said in a particular statement in reacting to what he said, quote, history of opportunistic politicking. That's how they describe Saliu Lukman, who is also a former Director General of the Progressive Governors Forum, PGF, and he's been critical of the ruling party, APC. He has constantly criticized President Bola Tinubu over his handling of the country's economy and party issues, even when he was a member of the party until lately when he left. Well, he has recently gotten the attention of the APC when he described the administration as worse off than the PDP's 16 years. He said, APC spent 9 years, but those years has been worse compared to that of the PDP. Mr. Felix Moka, the spokesperson of the APC, has been reacting to what Mr. Lukman said, and he said he's an attention seeker and he's been sleepless in search of political relevance. I have with me tonight Mr. Lukman, Saliu Lukman. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight.
Thank you very much, Shehu.
Do you like attention? Do you seek one?
I think, well, he may have gotten it right in the sense that being an advocate is about identifying your target and seeking their attention. You know, so to that extent, yes, all of us in politics, we want attention, no doubt about it. But I struggle, I must confess, to understand the language is maybe above my comprehension, above my understanding.
You're involved in opportunistic politicking.
Some big words were used, which for me, I mean, my level of understanding is not so much, did not get to that level.
But you use similar big words too.
No, I don't use. I don't use
several letters that you write.
I don't use big words. I mean, I write to communicate.
But, I mean, let's look at it. What do you want from this government? When you were there, you were criticizing them. Now you have left them. Why is it difficult to leave them alone?
Because it's about the country. And Sheun, we've come a long way. And the truth about it, even Mr. Felix Moka, we were in the trenches together, fighting for democracy during the military. We didn't do that because we just want opportunity. We did that out of conviction, out of belief that democracy is the best way to go in terms of delivering on meeting the expectations of citizens. Now, what are the basis of my criticism? The basis of my criticism is simple. Play back 2014, 2015. What have we promised? As a party aspiring to defeat PDP, we promised three things. We promised to revive the economy, we promised to deal with corruption, we promised to fight insecurity. On the issue of insecurity, at that time, the critical issue was Boko Haram. It didn't degenerate to the point of banditry the way we are having it. Of course, there were cattle rustling in the northwest and part of north central, but it didn't graduate to the level of banditry the way it is. It didn't graduate to the level of kidnapping the way it is. So between 2015 and now, from insecurity in northeast, it has taken over, insecurity has taken over northwest, and it has taken over north central, and is spreading downwards to the south.
You don't think things have gotten better since the last 1 year?
I mean, look, we are in this country. I mean, let's be honest to ourselves. I don't think we will be helping President Bola Asuwaju to lie to him.
But I'm just asking for an honest assessment.
My honest assessment is that it has gotten worse.
Really? By statistics, by figures of killings or violence?
Just play back in the last 1 month. I wish the security agencies will release record of statistics in terms of how many people have been killed or have been kidnapped. Today, there are more ungoverned spaces, more spaces that are insecure, unsecure.
So you think that this government has failed woefully in the last 1 year in area of security?
I mean, look, let's not dance around the issue. In the area of security, we have gotten worse. And it's almost like a free fall. And we need to really be honest to ourselves. In the area of the economy, for the first time, we are having a situation where about 2 or 3 budgets are being run concurrently at federal level. And what that means is that chances that corruption are on the increase are higher. I don't have the statistics, but these are some of the dangers. And even the mere fact that, for instance, inflation has gone beyond unimaginable levels. Our income has crashed. Even the mere fact that income of citizens have crashed is enough basis of insecurity itself. Today, it's not any propaganda that can cover that. The truth is that people are looking for food to eat, including people who are ideally income-earning people. They are not unemployed people. Largely because, I mean, how much is a bag of rice now? How much is a bag of corn?
So, in all your security, in every aspect, you don't think we are doing well at all?
We are not.
And that's why,
not.
I mean,
and I say that advisedly, and I say that in the hope that before you hear, how many times have I appeared in the last 1 year? And I keep making the point that my hope is that President Asuwaju will recover his democratic and progressive credential and begin to do the right thing.
You had said that he has a capacity based on his
I have said that.
Yeah,
but increasingly
he's shown it in Lagos State. But you think that capacity
at
is not
national is not?
Is it a matter of? I mean, you don't think that that personality is?
At one point, you asked me a pointed question. If I have opportunity to advise him, what will I advise? And I went straight to the point about the team of people he has around him.
So you don't think that he has the right person
He
around
doesn't have the right people
But why
around.
is it difficult? A lot of people seem to be saying this.
I don't know.
The president seems to still have the people that people condemn.
I have said it several times, even here, before you, that the Aswaju that rule Lagos is not the Aswaju that is ruling Nigeria today.
And that's why you're asking for a new beginning.
Of course, at this point, because I have lost hope after being an advocate, appealing, thinking that he will recover himself. At this point, we have to begin, and that is the beauty of democracy, which I reflected in the writing which my friend Felix Moka is responding to. The beauty of democracy is that it gives citizens an opportunity. If government fails them, they should change it through election. And in the next less than 3 years from now, we are going to have election. But part of the issue, which for me, we are confronting now as activists, as political activists, is the fact that we don't have any viable political party.
At the moment.
At the moment. It's not just a question of, yes, Felix Moka is right that both the Labour Party and the PDP have issues. But that they have issues does not mean people who are members of these parties cannot come together and begin to respond to the challenge and do the needful before 2026.
So you think we do not have opposition? And in your own thinking is also that the ruling party or the government is not doing right by for Nigerians.
The truth is that there is no party, including the ruling party. When last you are here, when last has APC met? Go and read their constitution.
They were supposed to hold a NEC meeting.
They postponed it after the NEC meeting is supposed to take place every 3 months. The last time by public record, the last time they had a NEC meeting was August 4th.
I mean, there are those who say, oh, the reasons are because of the commitment of the president to foreign travels.
That is part of the danger before
the president has been in China.
That is part of
very soon,
that is part of the danger which we have to confront as a nation. A situation where the president is over and above the party that produced him, then is dangerous.
Is that not what the case has been, at least in the Fourth Republic?
Which is what, as APC, I was a founding member of APC. Our promise in 2015 was that we are going to change all that. And we failed. Anybody who is not ready to admit that, it means is not ready to really move Nigerian democracy forward.
You know what some of the members of your party are saying? That your very good friend Nasiru El-Rufai is left or is not as evidently a member of the APC right now. There are those who believe that he's left the APC, and because of your closeness with him, that's the reason why you are doing all you're doing. Is it the sentiment about what are the political misgivings that is causing this?
It's so interesting. It's very convenient when people choose and play up all these things. I was also close to President Aswaju. I was, before APC, we were not in the same party with Nasiru El-Rufai. And when we came in the same party with Nasiru El-Rufai, we are from Kaduna State. I fought him. It's on record. I disagreed with him. The issue is straightforward. People who want to reduce the matter to issue of blackmail, who you relate with and who you don't relate with, they can indulge themselves with that. But the fundamental challenge before us as a nation is that we need a democracy that is responsive. And being responsive is about producing leaders who will comply with the rule of their own party.
You know, the reason why I ask that question is that sometimes you also need to hear from those who are being bashed. and in the bashing or the fact that they think that there are
Which
motives,
is why,
just the moment there are motives in some of the criticism coming from some certain part of the country. Take, for example, there are those who think that why in the early days of this administration, the government is not being given the opportunity to thrive. In fact, there are those who are drawing ethnic and sectional or regional politics into it, that when people from other parts of the country who are in power, they are not being heavily, they give them the time. Why is this government being criticized? Is it because of the affiliation or where the head of the government is from? And there are those who think, the question that I ask you, who are thinking in the APC is that Salihu Lukman is aggrieved because his friend Nasir El-Rufai and their camp had been ostracized from the party. And now there are talks that, in fact, there is a storm brewing gradually, and some of you are forming a new political force to fight the APC in 2027, that this is all a scheme for 2027. Is that right?
Can I respond to
Please
that?
Go ahead,
it's
sir.
not right at all, and I can tell you, if anything, President Asuwaju is a beneficiary of our committed support to building this democracy. Because when some group of people within the APC around former President Buhari were pushing for a so-called consensus candidate, and it was supposed to come from the north, where we come from, which Asuwaju didn't come from, were in the forefront. In fact, Felix Moka, when we were in the National Working Committee, when the name of Ahmed Lawal was dropped as the consensus candidate, Felix Moka didn't join us to fight that. Because at that point, it was convenient his own masters, just like it's been alleged now that I have some masters. Look, let's face it straight. If today President Asuwaju recover himself, I have said it in this studio, if he recover himself and start doing the right thing, I'm ready to make public apology and queue behind him. But so long as he continue on this route, I mean, people are dying.
There's hardship in the land.
There is hardship in the land.
So, and that's why, for some of us, we believe that let's talk about the issues and how to move this country forward. Rather than the politics of it.
Part of the issue is that we must produce a party that subordinates all elected officials. A situation where all our parties only produce elected officials who become emperors and some overlords over citizens must be corrected. Here on this studio, I think it was with you, who read the point about Second Republic. How, for instance, you go to a meeting of a political party, the president will be sitting
in the audience.
In the audience.
It's only when the leader of the party and the chairman comes in when the meeting starts.
For goodness sake, part of my fight, when I fought, and this is the point why I feel agitated when people begin to reduce this to sectional issue. When I fought Abdullahi Adamu at the national chairman, Abdullahi Adamu, for goodness sake, is from the north. If I want to play that ethnic card, I'll just keep quiet. Maybe I will have still been in the National Working Committee. And maybe all the privileges, and there are privileges. I made that conscious choice. Partly because I didn't come from the background whereby my mission in politics is about survival. I believe as a person, I can survive without holding political position. Now, let's come back to the nitty-gritty issues, Mr. Shehu. If we elect leaders based on promises they made, what is the main promise of President Asuwaju? Renewed hope. The details are there contained. You read it. Out of it, let President, and I'm ready to engage anybody, including President Asuwaju or anybody, let them produce evidences of delivery based on that document of renewal. Nothing has been delivered. Yeah, if you remember, the first criticism I raised was an open letter where I talk about disturbing signals and itemize them. For goodness sake, for a monocultural economy like Nigeria, depending on oil, which has become the live wire, you remove subsidy without any plan in terms of how to guarantee local production, which is the crisis we are facing. And in that open letter, I made the point to say that, look, why couldn't you time the whole question of withdrawal of subsidy to the point when you can guarantee local production? At that time, they were promising that by December 2023, Nigerian refinery, Port Harcourt refinery, Kaduna refinery will start producing. What months are we in today? September 2024. 9 months after, these refineries have not.
So all the promises have failed.
Have failed.
But one of the things that angered the APC and why Felix Moka is particularly very, very angry with you, and you can feel it in the spirit of his writing, is if how dare you compare 16 years of PDP
why
to
not?
9 years
Why
of
not?
APC?
Why not?
And are you saying
Look,
that the 16
Mr.
years
Shehu,
of that's what angered him?
Mr. Shehu, we are Nigerians. If it angered him, he should go and engage President Asuwaju and every person in government to respond much more positively. It's not about throwing those tantrum and putting words that have no meaning.
Let's look at solutions now. Going forward, you asked in the concluding part of your document that we need a new beginning, and you said time is of the essence. You are asking for public negotiation, and you think that it should commence now. Is that the way to go?
Definitely, because we need, at the minimum, if APC as a political party is not functioning, PDP as a party is not functioning, Labour Party as a party is not functioning, all the parties are not functioning. At the minimum, we must produce a party that is functional and at the same time, which is what I highlighted in that writing, it's not just about defeating Asuwaju and APC. It's about producing a responsive government, one that elected representative will be subordinated to the party.
So if not, the fear is that there might be a storm that will remove the party at the end of the day. Is that what you fear?
There will definitely be a storm because, look, this country cannot continue like this. What I know is that something will have to give. Whether that act of giving will produce something deliberate that will correct all the mess we have around is what I'm pushing.
All right. Mr. Salihu Lukman, a former vice chair of the APC, thank you so much indeed for your time tonight and always for your activism. Thank you so much.
And I guarantee you, I am confident, the same way we were able to get military out of power, we are going to correct the current mess. We are going to get to a situation where we have a functional political party, and APC and President Asuwaju will be defeated in 2027 and will produce leaders that will be servant to citizens, not leaders who are emperors.
It's not a threat.
It's not a threat.
All right. Thank you so much indeed. That's our program tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Kimbalwe. God bless Nigeria.